Ja, dann darf ich euch begrüßen zu unserer Pressekonferenz vor dem Heimspiel gegen Salzburg. Bei mir begrüßen darf ich auch unseren Cheftrainer Johannes Hoff-Torup und unseren Kapitän Matthias Seidel. Für das Spiel am Sonntag sind mit Stand heute Vormittag über 22.500 Tickets abgesetzt. Wir erwarten rund 400 Gästefans und somit sind im Heimbereich noch rund 1.000 Tickets verfügbar. Diese sind wie immer erhältlich im Onlineshop unter rapidshop.at, aber natürlich auch im Fancorner in Hütteldorf. Coach, let's talk about the upcoming game. What are you expecting from Sunday's game and what are you expecting from our team, especially after the defeat against Salzburg?
I expect us to bounce back, use the game as a good opportunity for us to get out there. Sometimes it can actually be quite good to play not so long after a big disappointment as Wednesday night was for everyone. So today was good to get out there, fresh air, and start to focus on the next thing ahead of us, and that's to put on a good performance on Sunday and hopefully a good result.
Thanks, Matti. Dann blicken wir gleich aufs Spiel am Sonntag. Du hast die letzten beiden Partien gegen Salzburg sicher gut in Erinnerung, vor allem das Auswärtsspiel mit einem Siegestreffer. Mit welchem Gefühl und mit welchen Erwartungen gehst du jetzt ins Spiel am Sonntag?
Ja, ich glaube, es ist schon wichtig, dass wir mit einem guten Gefühl einige Kindern von der Leistung her haben wir jetzt schon die letzten Wochen bewiesen, dass wir da einiges drauf haben. Vom Ergebnis können wir natürlich nicht zufrieden sein, vor allem jetzt am Mittwoch mit der Niederlage daheim. Aber ja, wir werden uns super vorbereiten, wir werden im Spiel alles reinhauen, was in unserer Macht steht und wollen wieder Top-Spiel abliefern mit einem bestmöglichen Ergebnis am Ende.
Vielen Dank, dann darf ich gleich um eure Fragen bitten. Wer möchte starten? Bitte Erik Niederseher einmal das Mikrofon nach vorne geben und einmal aufdrehen, ganz wichtig. Perfekt.
Passt. Frage an den Matti. Ihr habt in der Saison schon einige Rückschläge verdauen müssen und die Köpfe immer wieder nach oben richten müssen. Aus mentaler Sicht, wie fordernd ist es, immer wieder quasi aufzustehen, so wie es jetzt nach Hartberg erforderlich ist?
Schon immer wieder eine Herausforderung, aber wie du angesprochen hast, ist uns das schon ein paar Mal passiert, die Saison. Also wissen wir, wie wir da nach einer Niederlage wieder zurückschießen können. Und ja, wir können das beeinflussen, was vor uns liegt. Die Niederlage können wir nicht mehr ändern und darum werden wir uns fokussieren auf das, was kommt, auf das Spiel am Sonntag und da unsere bestmögliche Leistung wieder abrufen.
Question to the coach. You said at the press conference after Hartberg that it will probably take until Friday to swallow the defeat. How was the energy level in the heads today on the pitch and also in the conversations that you had with the players?
I have a good feeling. I think probably today was a little bit better than yesterday for many of us. It was a hard one, like I also said after the game, and it takes sometimes 24 hours to get it out of the system. But the only way to get back is to get out there and train again and do the things that we are good at and prepare and focus for the next one. That's the good thing about football, but also this part of the season. Then there's not too many days between the games, and we just have to, like I said, get it out and then focus on the next thing. But I've seen these players, I've seen this group of staff and players handling situations like this before and being able to give a good response the game after. So I definitely believe we can.
Also in the pre-Hoff-Torup era at Rapid, there was always this consistency of being inconsistent at Rapid.
That is consistency then, if you are inconsistent.
Yeah, true. How do you think Rapid can get back this winning mentality into the club?
Yeah, but I think we have it. We also have to respect the top six, or when we are playing against good teams every week. We cannot go out there and expect to win every time, but we prepare to win, and we prepare with a good performance, because that's the first step to get a good result. And then of course we are still changing a little bit here, especially with the way that we play, and see if we can be more successful with that, because I definitely believe we can, and I've seen the players perform in a very good way recently. So it's for us not to take that defeat too heavy. and focus on the things ahead of us and focus on staying on the right track, staying with the things that we have done well in a lot of the games recently, and that's the only way forward.
Coach, on the one hand, you said you have to get out of the system, the last defeat. On the other hand, you have to analyze what happens especially after half-time. What's the result of the analyze?
Yeah, and a part of getting it out of the system is, of course, not to stay away from it, but to look at what went wrong, and that was a big part of yesterday, to look at the game. I think, as many probably could see, we do more or less what we have planned for, especially in the first half, and do a lot of really good things. And then I think actually the start to second half is also quite well, but from around minute 60, we start to open up a little bit. We start to become too direct. I would have preferred us to be much more like second half in Hartberg, where we also went behind straight after our first goal, but we kept to and stuck to the game plan and did the exact stuff that I expected from the players, and I think that was the reason why we could bounce back in that game. So for many reasons and different reasons, it was not the same approach to second half. We didn't find the flow in the game in the same way, and that's something we have analyzed today the reasons for.
And what about the body language, the self-confidence? You said it before. You had the same situation against Lask at home, had the same situation Derby, but there was a different response. But kind of body language, self-confidence, believe.
Yeah, but again, I think if you go back and watch the game, the first 5 minutes after we concede the goal, we hit the post with Erci straight after, more or less. And I actually think we have a quite good response. I also think the response second half is good. Then, of course, when we can see that the game goes on and we still haven't scored, then maybe someone starts to lose a little bit of self-belief or self-confidence or whatever you can call it, and that's the reason why we started to change a little bit from the bench. But that's a natural reaction when you're not getting the goals that you are pushing for, and you're not scoring on the chances that you create in the game. So I don't think see it as a bigger problem or bigger issue. I see it more like a natural reaction when things, especially scoring goals, don't go in your favor in a game like Wednesday.
Selbe Frage auch an den Matti. Zweite Halbzeit. Für dich selber eine Erklärung, warum ich dann so schwer getan habe, Chancen zu kreieren?
Ich finde, in Phasen war es nicht so schlecht. Wir haben trotzdem ein paar Chancen gehabt, die was wir auch nutzen hätten können. Und gegen einen Gegner, der was dann tief drin steht, der was dann 1-0 führt, dann am Ende auch 2-0 führt, wird es dann immer schwieriger, weil sie nur besser im Block einstellen. Da ist es nur schwieriger, dass man Chancen kreiert. Und ja, wenn man da 2-0 hinten ist in 80 Minuten, dann ist klar, dass das schwierig ist. Und ja, wir haben trotzdem viel probiert. Wir sind trotzdem teilweise ganz gut in 16 reingekommen. Top-Chance war dann am Ende keine große mehr, glaube ich, aber trotzdem Chancen, Flanken, auf die zweite Stange auch einige Standards gehabt, wo wir nur Tore daraus machen hätten können, und die Möglichkeiten waren auf jeden Fall da.
Ihr habt nie vom Meistertitel gesprochen, logischerweise, aber es ist jetzt auch Menschen, ihr kennt auch den Tabellenstand. Inwieweit verändert jetzt die Situation was sind die neuen Ziele, wie hält man die Spannung hoch? Jetzt für euch selber in der Mannschaft, weil geträumt wird man ja, das heißt, alle anderen dürfen träumen, ihr denkt von Spiel zu Spiel, die klassische Phrase, aber nach ganz oben wird jetzt nichts mehr gehen. Was ist jetzt eure Zielsetzung, wie kann man Spannung aufbauen?
Ich glaube, dass Spannung auf jeden Fall da ist. Es geht ja um jeden Platz, ob man 1., 2., 3., 4., 5., 6. wird. Jeder Platz macht was aus, auch dann für die nächste Saison, und darum ist es jetzt bei uns nicht so, dass man jetzt vielleicht das Ziel ein bisschen aus den Augen verloren hat, sondern es ist jeder Platz wichtig, es ist jedes Spiel wichtig, und es sind jetzt noch ein paar Spiele zum Gehen, und da wollen wir bestmögliche Leistung bringen und dann bestmögliche Ergebnisse erzielen.
Was spricht dann am Sonntag für euch jetzt gegen Salzburg?
Ja, ich glaube, dass wir trotzdem mutig aufspielen können mit Selbstvertrauen, auch wie es uns die letzten Spiele schon in vielen Phasen gut gelungen ist, und ja, vielleicht ein bisschen befreiter, weil man vielleicht ein paar Punkte weg ist, aber ich glaube, von der Leistung her haben wir es die letzten Spiele ganz gut gemacht, und versuchen nur, dass wir die Details noch die Details verbessern, noch stärker ins Spiel starten, nur stärker das Spiel für über 90 Minuten durchziehen, auch den Matchplan verfolgen, und dann wäre das super Spiel rausgekommen und gutes Ergebnis.
Man erkennt den Spielplan, man erkennt, wie ihr unter Hoftorp spielen wollt, auch der geordnete Spielaufbau. Inwieweit wirkt das Ganze nicht eine Spur zu ruhig? Oder hast du nicht irgendwie so Phasen drinnen, wo gerade wenn das Stadion voll ist, dass man auch die Fans mitnehmen kann? Also mal, selbst die Hartberger haben gesagt, sie sind nie in Schwimmen geraten, sie sind nie unter Druck geraten. Ich habe zwar Powerplay, aber ein sehr ruhiges Powerplay, nenne ich es jetzt einmal. Inwieweit fehlt dir selber die Wucht? Oder hast du das Gefühl, dass es vielleicht ein bisschen mehr Energie, mehr Dynamik, mehr Wucht im gegnerischen Strafraum gut tun würde? Als ganze Mannschaft, jetzt nicht einzelne Spieler?
Ja, ist eine gute Frage. Wenn ich jetzt über das Spiel nachdenke, war das jetzt vielleicht nicht so, dass man da noch extra so pusht, aber es ist auf jeden Fall, was man auch vielleicht verbessern kann. Ich glaube, wir haben viele gute Phasen gehabt, viel Anteile im letzten Drittel gehabt, viel Flanken gehabt, und wenn man da die Fans auch nochmal mitnimmt in einzelne Situationen oder ja noch so Situationen das bestmöglich aushält, ist und kann sicher noch mehr drinnen sein.
To the coach, is it easier for you to play against an offensive opponent? It gives you more space than against a defensive block, I call it, who's parking a pass in front of their own goal?
Yeah, it's a good question. Of course, we're still referring a lot to the game on Wednesday night. I actually think we did more than we could expect, especially in first half, and we could have been in front with 2 before they scored the first one. So I think we did some good stuff, and I think we had a lot of good movements and got into the box a lot of times and created 2-3 clear chances. So that was against the low-sitting team. Now this is a completely different task because it's a completely different team and completely different way of playing. I think we've played 2 very different games against them, where the first one we got where we were much more defensive and were also pushed back a lot, and the second one was much better in our favor, and we were, especially in second half, really good. So it's a completely different task because the pressure will be much more on our back line in build-up, so we have to have the calmness and the confidence on the ball to find the space behind their first line of pressing. Is it better for us? I don't know. Of course, the results tell us probably one thing, but it's for us just to do what it takes in these kind of games, and also accept that there will probably be longer spells in this game without the ball, where it will be also our high pressing and low defending that have to be really good. So in many ways a completely different game, and we just have to look at where we can hurt them really.
You said last week you don't expect the same 11 playing all 3 games. You only made 1 change between the 2 hardback games. Will be a bigger rotation now?
Yeah, it's a good question. We just have to see the numbers also from training today, and we go on and take a decision on the starting lineup. It's like always based on the opponent. So we find for the game plan that we make and we have made, we find the best fit for that in terms of players, and then we have to look at where they are in terms of energy. There's definitely some players that will play the game again, because we also have some positions where we don't prefer to change too much. And then especially up front, where there's a lot of runs and there's a lot of pressing going on, we probably have to do some changes. So will it be 1, 2 or 3? It will probably be somewhere around there.
Have you decided who will take the first penalty?
We have our clear list that we follow, and I think also one thing is that you can always miss a penalty. That's a part of it. Nothing based on Bendy's first penalty against Lask told us that we should change that list. I think we have that list because a player should also take that responsibility a little bit based on the confidence in the game. So are they on top in the game, then I think we definitely stick to that list. Don't they feel on top in the game or any other reasons, then we can take 1, 2 or 3 on the list and choose between them. So we continue with the plan that we have made for penalties, because it's a lot up to how the game is going.
Matti, der Unterschied zwischen Hartberg und Salzburg ist wahrscheinlich der größte in der Liga. Was hast du eigentlich als Spieler lieber? Ist es so, wie es war jetzt natürlich enttäuschend gegen Hartberg, aber trotzdem, man weiß, man kann eigentlich in Ruhe aufbauen? Oder schätzt du auch das, was Rapid zuletzt mehr gelegen ist, dass wenn der Gegner draufdrückt und ihr mehr Plätze bekommt, mehr Raum auch hinter der letzten Linie?
Ja, es sind sehr unterschiedliche Spiele, kann man auf jeden Fall sagen. Gegen Hartberg, wenn der Gegner eher tief steht, ist natürlich schwierig, dass man durchkommt, dass man Räume hinter hinter der Kette findet, dann geht es vielleicht über Flanken, was auch eine Möglichkeit sein kann gegen Salzburg. Ja, kann das Ganze ganz anders ausschauen. Da ist hinten wahrscheinlich um einiges mehr Druck da, aber wenn man dann rauskommt nach vorne, dann ist auch in der Tiefe mehr Platz. Also sehr unterschiedlich und ja, ich glaube gegen Salzburg, wie wir die letzten 2 Spiele gespielt haben, ist da schon was möglich, wenn wir es gut machen, super ausspielen und so den Weg nach vorne finden, können wir unsere schnellen Spieler einsetzen, die was dann in der Tiefe Platz haben, dass sie die Tiefe auch belaufen können, was gegen Hartberg um einiges sehr schwieriger ist, allein von der Position her. Und natürlich ist dann vielleicht ein bisschen mehr Risiko, wenn man ausspielt, dass vielleicht mal ein Fehler passiert, aber ja, so ist es. Darum gibt es ja für jedes Spiel einen anderen Matchplan, was wir gemeinsam verfolgen und so werden wir am Sonntag das Match auch gehen.
Coach, Daniel Beichler had more time now than when you met him before. Do you see differences in his approach and in the style of playing compared to the 2 games we had in winter?
Yeah, I see they change a little bit more from team to team that they play against. I would still expect them to be high pressing against us, and they can do that in different formations. I also saw them dropping back a little bit earlier than they normally do, especially against Austria, the first game away here, where they were more in a 4-4-2, a little bit more compact shape, and allowed Austria some more passes in front of them before they started pressing. So I've seen them being able to change a little bit more, being able to have different approaches in their pressing game. So we have to prepare for of course everything. So we have solutions to everything, but I expect them to be high pressing against us because that's the normal style they have against us.
Coach, you mentioned the 2 wins against Salzburg. How could this affect the game on Sunday because of the positive experiences? And the second question is, would you say that the away win was the best game of Rapid since you were here?
Yeah, first question, I think the 2 recent wins against them can probably be the confidence that we can bring back into the group of players, that we have belief in that we can do it. We have showed it a couple of times now, so why should we not be able to do it for the 3rd time? We have respect for them because it's a good team and they have so many good players, so we have to be well prepared and we have to do our absolute maximum in the game to get a good result and a good performance. But I think the recent history can probably give us that little bit of a confidence boost that we need after Wednesday night. So definitely, I don't think it's bad. Your second question, I think it was a good performance because it was definitely obviously a place we haven't won for many years as a club. So I think important for the team and also for the club to get out there and show that we can win. I think much of the stuff that we did in the home game against Lask, I'm also really pleased with. I think these 2 performances are probably our best 2 performances this season, and a lot for us to refer back to and go back to and say that that's the level we have to bring for the game on Sunday. That's the quality in the stuff that we do, and that's also the discipline without the ball that we have to get back to again, so we can bring a good result. But these 2 games definitely.
Frage an Matti Seidel. Die letzte Partie gegen Salzburg hast du ja bei Freistoß den Siegestreffer erzielt. Ist das was du generell, also wie viel trainierst du sowas im Training prinzipiell und wie sehr kann man sowas überhaupt trainieren?
Ja, Freistöße und Standards kann man auf jeden Fall viel trainieren. Da braucht man jetzt nicht unbedingt einen Dormer oder andere Spieler dafür. Probiere schon, dass ich immer wieder das trainiere, dass ich nach dem Training nur ein bisschen draußen bleibe. Einige Freistöße mache, einige Ecken mache, was immer dazugehört. Und ja, in dem Spiel war es ein bisschen glücklich, dass er abgefälscht ist, aber sonst glaube ich, wäre auch nicht so schlecht gekommen. Also man kann es auf jeden Fall trainieren und werde ja weiterhin so machen.
Jetzt noch weitere Fragen?
Just one last one. I don't know if I'm right, but a player of the opponent you know quite well is Mats Bidstrup.
Yeah.
You work together with him at Nordsjælland.
Yeah.
Are you still in contact sometimes with him, and how do you see his central role for Salzburg as what he obviously has?
Yeah, first of all, he's a great guy. So I wish him all the best, just not when he play against us. I spoke to him just before and after the last 2 games, of course, because we know each other well. We spent close to two seasons together in Denmark, and he was a big part of the team that I was in charge of back then, and was a really, really good player in the Danish league, and was a big part of us in his first season with us pushing for the championship. So we definitely, and I definitely know his strength, and that's when he can press, and that's when he can run, and that's when he can get into duels, and he often have a benefit of winning these situations. So we have to go as much around him as possible and not invite him to step into too many of these situations. So we have to play on the side of him or over him, because we should not invite too much of what he's good at. But I think this was a good step for him to a club where he could take the next step in his development, but also with a style of play that suits him pretty well. So he's one that I always follow, and 100% we will talk to each other again on Sunday.
Injured players or a chance of a comeback for Nuno, Louis Schaub?
Yeah, still too early with these guys, but they are in training. Jannis Horn is still not back from his illness, still not feeling well. I think we can expect him to be around the team and training maybe a little bit tomorrow, but that will probably be too late for the game on Sunday for him. So that's it. Otherwise, it was a good game for us Wednesday in terms of injuries. There was no one reporting anything, or no one reporting anything besides being a little bit of tired. And again, of course, Jakob Schüller, we decided not to bring him on, because I don't think there was an extra need for him, how the game developed. So in terms of not putting any overload to him, that was also a good Wednesday in terms of that and in terms of injuries. So everyone is ready. No chance for them now. I think the expectation for Louis is that we'll probably see if we can find some game time for him. If there's a possibility for him on the second team with some minutes, that could be an option to get him back into speed. Nuno is a little bit longer down the line. So what we try to push for is to have them available for some of the last games of the season.
Dann bitte einmal das Mikro nach hinten zu Peter Linden. Ganz kurz bitte ins Mikrofon reden, wenn möglich.
Every time.
Perfekt.
Your central defenders play 5 times from one to another and then back to the goalie. Isn't it too much?
Yeah, I would rather that they put it into the goal, but sometimes you need to do that to see if you can attract the opponent a little bit and open some more space. And it was a game where they were really, really low defending. So we had a lot of passes also on their half. But also some of the questions I could hear here for Matti is that there's always this balance about how much risk do you take also with the risk of opening up for counter-attacks. So when should you risk the ball? When do you need to make some more passes? I think we are better when we use the centre-backs to find the flow in the game and really have some good tempo in the game from behind. But of course it takes two to dance sometimes, and when you play against a team that don't really want that tempo in the game, it can be sometimes a little bit difficult. It's like playing tennis and the opposition is only slicing the ball. Then they can be tricky to get that tempo into the game, and that was one of the situations on Wednesday, and which will probably be different now on Sunday. But they are a big part of controlling the game for us and making sure we can get up to the final third and have a lot of opportunities, as we saw in most parts of first half.
Gibt es noch eine Abschlussfrage oder sind alle Fragen beantwortet? Gut, wenn dem nicht so ist, dann bedanke ich mich für euer Interesse. Thanks, Coach, for your time. Danke, Matti, auch für deine Zeit. Wünsche noch einen schönen Restfreitag und uns allen ein erfolgreiches Wochenende. Dankeschön.